Hello, it's Jim Hutchens for the Jerusalem Connection Spot Report for this week. This is the first week of the new year, 2012. Lots of hopes, aspirations, no doubt some resolutions have been made. But at the same time, there's some pretty dire predictions that have been made for this year, especially as the year comes to a close. As you may know, the Mayan calendar with its galactic alignment is supposed to signal very significant events as far as the world is concerned. Planet X, Planet Nibiru, the Comet Elenin, Edgar Cayce, Nostradamus have all made significant predictions concerning this year. Fortunately, we've survived the predictions of Reverend Harold Camping. He told us in 1994 that the rapture was going to take place. It did not. He said it would take place in May of 2011. It did not. And then he moved it up to the 21st of November 2011. The rapture did not take place. One would think he would begin to take seriously Jesus' words in Matthew chapter 24, verse 36, where Jesus said, "No man knows about that hour or day, not even the angels in heaven, not the Son, but only the Father." We don't know the hour or the day. But is it possible that we could know the approximate season? Paul says in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 that that day, the day of the Lord, will not overtake us as a thief. We'll know, we'll have an understanding, we'll have a certain awareness of the events that are taking place at that time. The one that is given most specific understanding of that is the prophet Daniel. And to my knowledge, he's the only one that gives us a time frame. He speaks in Daniel chapter 9 of a week of 7 years, a period of 7 years that begins when the prince who is to come at that time, and we believe that to be the man of sin, the ultimate antichrist, anti-Messiah that will take place, and he will make a covenant, a brit, with the Jewish people, no doubt involving the rebuilding of the temple. And 3.5 years into that 7-year period, he breaks that covenant. He places himself in the temple and calls for the exaltation, worship, and praise that is due only the God of Israel, the God of the Scriptures. Now that's a significant understanding, and I believe that God's people will recognize that. This will not be done in a closet on the backside of the desert. This won't be a covert event. But the world will see it, and God's people will understand it. And they'll recognize that the day of the Lord is taking place. So that's the sign, I would say, that we need to look for, regardless of when you think the rapture may take place. If we see this event where a prominent leader of the world makes a covenant with Israel and ensures the rebuilding of the temple, that's when we should sit up and take notice. That's when God's stopwatch begins to work, and we need to listen to that. So what do we do in the meantime? Well, Peter tells us in 1 Peter 3, he asks the question, what kind of people ought you to be in light of this? You ought to live holy and godly lives as you look forward to the day of God and speed its coming. Look forward to the day of God and speed its coming by holy and godly living. May God give us grace to do that. So until next week, Od Yavo Shiloh, or until Messiah comes, Shalom Aleichem.